Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Secretary, first of all, I endorse the comments of the chair of the full committee and the chair of the ranking committee regarding General George. I personally had very high confidence in his leadership at a really critical time for our Army and our country. And now I personally have to start over again with an uncertain result in a critical time. When you collectively, the President, the Secretary, and yourself, decide to summarily fire the Chief of Staff of the Army, publicly, overtly, and I would even say humiliatingly and cruelly, without any offer, apparently, of a graceful exit, you at least owe Congress, the public, and I think most importantly, the soldiers, some explanation, which you did not do. And you consciously chose not to, and in doing so, you created and compounded numerous issues, including morale, uncertainty, and distrust. And I do not believe that that is acceptable or should be acceptable. So I want to be really clear. Now, I can go on because I don't need a response, but I feel I need to offer you the opportunity to respond. And if you don't want to, that's fine. I'll just go on with my questions.
I'm happy to respond, Congressman. I was in North Carolina when General George was asked to put in his resignation paperwork with my family for my kids' spring break. When we drove back from North Carolina, I drove straight to General George's house. We walked right in and we all gave him a hug. There is no person that has more respect for General George and his 42 years of service, his Purple Heart, his wife Patty, their grandkids, their kids. I adore them. And he was an amazing transformational leader. That being said, the civilian leadership, the design of our system is that they get to pick the leaders that they want, and we execute on those orders. And what I can say about General Laniv sitting beside me is his family, his kids are in serving now. He served 35 years, has led a lot of our most important formations. And what is so amazing about the United States Army is, and we've done calls with all of our leadership over the last week, the United States Army goes rolling along for the last 250 years. We have amazing leaders all over the world who can step in at a moment's notice and keep fighting for our Army. And my commitment to you, I think, is as you get to know General Laniv, you will find him to be a patriotic American, too, whose family is multi-generational service. But just to wrap back up, I, too, love General George.
I suggested you would take lessons from history, especially President Truman's firing of General MacArthur, which he did publicly and with an explanation. And there was a great outcry over it, but we all knew why. And in time, I think we all, most of us at least, agreed with that. So we'll leave it at that for now. I'm trying to make sense of your FY 2027 budget, especially the allocation as between discretionary and reconciliation. Because we're, of course, dealing here with discretionary. And yet your budget overall is a combination of discretionary and reconciliation, and I do not exactly understand, and maybe this is coming in the delayed justifications, why you chose to put some things in discretionary versus reconciliation. So if I'm taking a look at basically your four buckets, I'm seeing that in your procurement summary, you're putting about 41% into reconciliation. In research and development, you're putting less than 1%. Into reconciliation. Your personnel, you're not putting anything, even though you did put personnel in reconciliation FY26. And then if I understand correctly, on your O&M, you got about 14%. So I'm not exactly following your rationale here. And by the way, your approach that you're following in the Army seems to be quite different from the other services, so that in and of itself is its own question. But just to, focus on one particular area, which I'm not sure I understand. I'm looking at your procurement summary, which is 41% reconciliation. Missile procurement is all of that. What is missile procurement in FY27, and why is that all in reconciliation? And is any of that directly or indirectly related to drawdown in Iran?
Yes, sir. So thank you for the question. So in the reconciliation, we have missile procurement. We have some earmarked for OIB modernization, and we have some facility improvements. And then in the procurement, it's to go after the systems that we spoke about in the very beginning, which is the transformational platforms that we're looking for. Next generation C2, it's the MV-75, the Abrams tank replacement. So, you know, they're both in both of those buckets.
Why did you load so much in procurement into reconciliation when you didn't to do that in the other, in the other lines?
In partnership with OSW and the Deputy Secretary of War, this was the plan we came up with, and I'm very happy, Congressman, to follow up with more details and rationale to your office, if that's helpful.
Okay, well, probably for the full committee, because I think this is something we're all sorting through, is why discretionary versus reconciliation? And by the way, what is your contingency plan if we don't do reconciliation at the amount? Are you then going to reprioritize your missile procurement back into the discretionary budget, or is that just a lower priority? You know, those are the questions that we have.
Yes, sir. We can follow up with the full committee, sir.
Thank you. I yield back.
Mr. Womack.